Deep inside a cool, dark cave, a little bat named Bandit hung upside down from the ceiling, his tiny claws gripping the rocky surface. He stretched his wings and yawned, blinking his big eyes in the dim light. His cave was safe and quiet, with soft moss lining the floor and tiny water droplets making a gentle drip-drip sound in the distance. But even though Bandit had a warm place to sleep and plenty of space to fly, he sometimes wished he had nicer things, like the other animals in the forest. One evening, as Bandit soared through the trees, the moonlight shining on his shiny black wings, he spotted Freddie the fox trotting along a path. Around Freddie's neck was a bright red scarf, soft and warm. Bandit sighed. I wish I had a scarf like Freddie. It looks so cozy. A little farther along, Bandit saw Olive the owl perched on a tree branch, gently nudging a shiny silver bell hanging from a string. Bandit sighed again. I wish I had a bell like Olive. It makes such a lovely sound. Near the pond, Sawyer the squirrel was gathering nuts into a beautiful woven basket. Oh, I wish I had a basket like Sawyer, Bandit muttered. It would be perfect for keeping my things safe. Feeling jealous and a little grumpy, Bandit flew back to his cave and curled up in his nest of moss and leaves. It's not fair, he mumbled. Everyone else has such nice things, and all I have is this old nest. Just then, Bandit heard soft paw steps at the entrance of his cave. It was Freddie the fox, his fluffy tail swishing behind him. Hey, Bandit, what's wrong? You look upset, Freddie said, tilting his head. Bandit sighed. I don't have a warm scarf like you, a shiny bell like Olive, or a nice basket like Sawyer. I wish I had things as nice as yours. Freddie chuckled and sat down, wrapping his tail around himself. Bandit, do you know what I wish for sometimes? Bandit tilted his head. What? I wish I had a cozy cave like you. My den gets wet when it rains, but your cave is always dry and safe. Before Bandit could respond, there was a gentle fluttering sound, and Olive the owl landed near the entrance. And I wish I had a soft nest like yours. Bandit, she hooted. I sleep on a hard tree branch, and sometimes it gets cold and windy up there. Just then, Sawyer the squirrel scurried in, holding his basket tightly. And I wish I didn't have to carry my food everywhere, he said. You have a perfect spot to keep your snacks safe, right here in your cave. Bandit's ears perked up. He had never thought about it that way before. You mean, you like my things? He asked. Freddie nodded. Of course. We all have something special that makes our lives better. Bandit looked around his cave with new eyes. His nest was warm, his cave was safe, and his home was just right for him. He smiled, realizing that he didn't need fancy scarves, shiny bells, or woven baskets, because he already had everything he needed. That night, as Bandit snuggled into his soft, mossy nest, he felt grateful and happy. He didn't feel jealous anymore because he had something just as special as his friends. The end. Bandit the Bat hung upside down in his cozy cave, listening to the wind whistle outside. He had a nice dry spot to sleep, soft moss to rest on, and plenty of space to stretch his wings. But sometimes, Bandit still found himself wishing for more. Lately, Bandit had been feeling a little jealous of his friends. They all had such wonderful things, and he couldn't help but compare what he had to what they had. One evening, Bandit flapped out of his cave and glided through the cool night air, searching for his friends. Bandit spotted Sawyer the squirrel in the meadow, happily munching on a huge pile of crunchy acorns. His cheeks were stuffed full, and his little paws were digging through the pile, picking out the best ones. "Wow, Sawyer, you have so many acorns," Bandit said, his wings fluttering with excitement. "I wish I had a big pile of food like that." Sawyer giggled and twitched his fluffy tail. "But Bandit, you don't even eat acorns. You love juicy fruit and tasty little bugs." Bandit blinked. "Oh, you're right." He hadn't even thought about that. Back at his cave, he had plump berries and crunchy beetles waiting for him, his favorite snacks. A little while later, Bandit stopped by Freddy the Fox's den. Freddy was curled up in a brand new, fluffy red blanket, his tail wrapped around himself. "It's so soft and warm," Freddy said, snuggling deeper into the fabric. Bandit sighed, feeling a little pang of jealousy. His cave could get chilly at night, and a blanket looked so cozy. "I wish I had a blanket like that," Bandit muttered. Freddy tilted his head. "But Bandit, you have wings. You can wrap yourself up whenever you want, like a little flying blanket." Bandit looked down at his wings and then stretched them out. "I guess I never thought of that." He gave himself a big wing hug, and it really was warm and snug. As Bandit flew over the forest, he spotted Olive the owl, perched on a high tree branch, reading a big, beautiful book under the moonlight. The pages glowed softly in the silver light, and Olive's eyes were wide with curiosity. "What are you reading, Olive?" Bandit asked, hovering nearby. "It's a story about the stars," Olive said. "I love learning new things." Bandit sighed. "I wish I had a big book like that. It looks so interesting." Olive smiled. "Bandit, you don't need a book to learn about the stars. You fly under them every night. You have the best view of all." Bandit's eyes widened. He never thought of it that way. He got to see the stars twinkle up close and glide through the night sky, something not many animals could do. As Bandit flew back to his cave, he thought about all the things he had: his wings to wrap up in, his favorite food waiting for him, and the beautiful night sky to explore. He realized that just because someone else had something nice, it didn't mean his things were any less special. That night, as he wrapped his wings around himself and drifted off to sleep, Bandit whispered, "I don't need what others have. What I have is just right for me." And with that happy thought, Bandit slept soundly under the twinkling stars, feeling truly grateful for everything he had. The end. Bandit the Bat fluttered with excitement. Tonight was a special night. His friends were exchanging gifts. Sawyer the squirrel, Freddy the fox, and Olive the owl all gathered in the forest clearing under the twinkling stars. Bandit couldn't wait to see what surprises were in store. Sawyer unwrapped his gift first. Inside was a big basket of acorns and nuts, tied with a bright green ribbon. "Wow, my favorite snacks," he squeaked, his fluffy tail twitching with joy. Freddy opened his gift next and pulled out a soft, warm red hat. "This will keep my ears toasty all winter," he said, placing it snugly on his head. Olive carefully untied the ribbon on her present and found a beautiful book filled with stories about the night sky. "Oh, this is perfect," she hooted, already flipping through the pages. Bandit's turn was last. He unwrapped his gift and found a small, smooth stone. Bandit's wings drooped. A stone? He looked at Sawyer's tasty acorns, Freddie's warm red hat, and Olive's wonderful book. His gift didn't seem as exciting or special as theirs. Trying to hide his disappointment, he sighed. Thank you," he said softly, turning the stone over in his wings. Freddie noticed Bandit's frown and tilted his head. "What's wrong, Bandit?" Bandit hesitated. "Well, everyone else got something useful or fun, but it's just a rock." Olive gently flapped her wings. "Did you look at it closely?" Bandit held the stone up in the moonlight. That's when he noticed something magical. The stone sparkled with tiny flecks of silver, just like the stars in the sky. "Wow," Bandit whispered, his eyes widening with wonder. Sawyer smiled. "That's not just any rock. It's a lucky stone. It's smooth because the river has been polishing it for many, many years." Freddie nodded. "And it shines like the night sky, just like you do when you fly," Olive hooted. "It's a one-of-a-kind gift, Bandit, just like you." Bandit looked at his special stone again. Maybe it wasn't food, or a hat, or a book, but it was beautiful and unique, just like the gifts his friends had received. "I guess my gift is special," Bandit said with a smile. "I just needed to see it in the right way." He clutched the sparkling stone close to his heart. "Thank you. I love it." That night, Bandit placed his lucky stone in his cozy cave, where it twinkled in the moonlight. And as he wrapped his wings around himself and drifted off to sleep, he felt truly grateful, not just for his gift, but for his wonderful friends. The end.